Hi. When you think about using your gifts, what comes to mind? Do you automatically get flooded with all the things that you enjoy doing, or the things that you like to do, or the gifts that you have? Or are you kind of like, wait, I don't have any gifts, and I don't really have a ton of hobbies, and I don't have time for different things? Which one are you? Are you the person that feels like you have so many things that you could share, or you just have really not that many? Um, Regardless of whether you feel like you have a lot, or you have just a couple, or maybe none, um, God created each of us uniquely. He created each of us to participate with Him in kingdom work on this earth. And so when we start thinking about using our gifts, we have to come to the realization that God created each of us with different likes and different um, hobbies and different dreams and different attributes and different resources, even. And He wants us to use all of those things to bring Him glory and to further reach into people's lives and show them Jesus by loving on them. And so I really want you, I don't want this video to just be about spiritual gifts, because it is so much more than spiritual gifts. You see, God wastes nothing. He wants to use everything in your life to bring Him glory, and He wants to use everything in your life to reveal Him in a greater way. So I think you can approach this in different ways. There are spiritual gifts. You read in the Bible, it talks about prophets and administration and teaching and preaching and prophecy, all these different things, right? And maybe you're like, yes, I love administration. Or maybe you're like, no, I never want to preach. And I can't relate to any of these. You see, it's so much more than that. I want you to think through, if you were to make a list and tell me, what are some things that you love to do? Tell me your hobbies. Do you like to play pickleball? Do you play tennis? Do you water ski? Do you think, okay, I don't want to do anything active. I love to read, or I love to write, or I love to paint. Maybe you play a musical instrument. Maybe you play a guitar or the violin. Maybe you like to crochet or knit or woodwork. I mean, it could be literally anything, right? So I want you to think about, what are your hobbies? If you could just have some downtime, what do you like to do? Maybe it's watching movies. Maybe that's your hobby. Um, all of these things, God wants to say, hey, how can you bring me glory in this? And so I would include spiritual gifts. I would include your hobbies. I would also include your talents. Okay, so what are some things that you are good at? Maybe you're good at singing. Maybe you're good at writing. Maybe you're good at math. I mean, it doesn't really matter. What are you good at? Um, Even if everybody else is good at it, what are you good at? And then the next category I would also say is, um, there's general things that really anybody can do, right? Anybody can pay somebody a compliment. Anybody can smile at the people that they are walking by. Anybody can continue to encourage other people, right? So there are spiritual gifts, there are hobbies, there are some talents, and then there are general things that we can do to love on other people. Maybe you know how to make cookies. Maybe they are store-bought cookies, but could you take those cookies to a neighbor? Could you use those cookies to go and further the gospel? And so the point is that um, I want you to make a list. I want you to make a list of all the things you enjoy, all the things you love, all the things that maybe all you love to do is watch football. Okay, great. Who could you invite to a game to sit and watch with you? Who could you have over? Maybe all you love to do is watch movies. Okay, great. Could you invite somebody to go to a movie with you? Maybe you have some phenomenal gift that's really unique. Maybe you love to play a certain instrument, and you think, okay, I'm going to join this orchestra, or I'm going to play at weddings, or I'm gonna do something with that. And the point is it's not how good you are at your gift. or your talent or your hobby. It's not, I have to be a professional golfer in order to share the game of golf. That's not the point. It's who can you then love on or encourage into a relationship? How can you build a relationship and through that relationship that you're building with people, show Jesus, teach them about Jesus, invite them into a relationship with Jesus. You see, this is really just discipleship. Um, you are going to use your gifts and hobbies and talents and likes and dislikes, and you are going to build community around those things and then disciple other people. And so, how do we disciple? We invite people into relationship and we show them Jesus. We show them Jesus, how we live and how we act and how we don't act. And we invite them into this relationship with us. And if you are in relationship with Jesus, then Jesus should be shining through you to reveal himself through you. And so, for me, maybe I like to read. Maybe I start a book club, or I think of different, I don't know, one time I was in a letter writing club. I know that sounds weird. I thought somebody invited me and I thought, oh, well, that sounds kind of interesting. I went and I would go once a month and I would handwrite letters to people. Okay, it's an old thing, I get it. But the point is that when I would show up, I would have conversation with other people. And as a result of showing up, I made relationships. I ended up in relationships with people, with these other women that I would have never met. I would have never met them had I not showed up at Letter Writing Club. And as a result of those relationships, I was able to encourage a number of them in their faith and invite them into a Bible study, invite them into a closer relationship with Jesus, to encourage these women. And the reality is that it really doesn't matter what your hobby is or what your likes are, or anything like that. It really is about how can you love on other people? How can you encourage other people? How can you show up in other people's lives? Maybe are great at fixing things. Okay, do you know, is there somebody that maybe needs something fixed? Can you go fix it? And can you just encourage them while you do it and say, hey, look, I'm so glad I was able to help you with this. It does not matter. The point is that God wants to use everything in our lives to then reach into the world and reveal himself and encourage each other to come into relationship with him. So here is what I'm asking you to do. I am asking you to make a list. Make a long list. Throw in all the things that you can think of. Things that you enjoy, things that you like. Do you have a favorite show that you watch every week? Okay, I'm going to say maybe try to make it about Jesus, but you could probably bond with other people over that show. Do you like to cook? What is it you enjoy doing? Write all that down. Think about your spiritual gifts too. When we come into a relationship with Jesus, he does give us spiritual gifts. The reason he gives us those gifts is to build up the church, to encourage each other. And so put those on the list. I want you to just make a list. And then I want you to ask the Lord, who am I supposed to who am I supposed to invite to go to a movie with me? Who am I supposed to invite to go play pickleball with me? Who am I supposed to go and show up in their life and bring them some cookies, or write them a letter, or send them a text, or give them a call? And I want you then to, because I guarantee if you ask the Lord, who am I supposed to reach into their life? He's going to give you a name. I want you to write that name down on your list. And then I want you to look at your list and say, okay, how can I reach into their life and love on them this week? And so, we get so caught up in our different personality types. He wastes nothing. All of those are important. Maybe you are not going to throw a huge gala and invite everybody. Maybe you are just going to have one person and you're going to go on a walk with them. Maybe it's taking a walk with somebody. Maybe it's, showing up at somebody, offering to go to an appointment or drive somebody to an appointment. How can you use all of your time, all of your resources, all of your gifts, what can you use What do you have that you can love other people with? So I hope this helps. Spiritual gifts are important, and God gives each of us those things, right? But the reality is that we are more than just even our spiritual gifts. He has given us so many different things that make us unique. And how can you use the things that are unique in your life to love other people? So I hope this helps. Just know that I'm praying for you, and I hope that that God will use you mightily in the different ways that you are unique and that you can reach into other people's lives. All right, thanks. Bye.